What's good, everybody? This is the D&B Radio Show where we talk games and card game accessories. Hey, Bader, how you
Hello,
doing?
hello.
Got a, I would say we got a great week to talk about this week because it's another week of card games, and yeah, we'll go from there. We'll say we got a chess game, of course, in the middle of the show, and then we will be picking a topic from the fishbowl to end.
And it's all printed out and nice looking.
Yeah, it actually in the bowl. So, of course, the more questions we get, the more full the bowl's gonna get. So, put in your questions, send them anywhere. I'll find them. Trust me. I think. I think. Anyway, well, let's get started. Bader, how was your locals experience in this past week?
It was rough. I had a terrible time. That's why I'm going first. Start off on a low note, end up on a high. I was playing again, Examino White Forest, and round one. Well, main thing is we didn't have one of our primary judges, so that kind of dampened the mood of locals, but it wasn't completely squashed. Shout out to the guy who did step up. He's a good judge. But round one, I play against one of our buddies playing Malice, a new deck. He told me he pre-ordered the entire deck in Collector Rare, and then he watched the price of ink. So, shout out to that. But how'd it goes? Game one, he run the die roll. He activated Dimension Shifter. I was like, oh, it's going to be one of those days. Did his whole Malice combo and passed. I drop a turn. I see multiple cards in my hand that say, send a card from your hand or field to the graveyard to do this action. I was like, well, I'll normal summon my Sylvia of the White Forest, activate the effect to search for a White Forest spell trap. He said Ash. I was like, okay. Set one pass. And then he did something like during the end phase, he banished one of his monsters and it came back, and then non-targeted banished something on my field. He banished my back row, which was a Called by the Grave. The turn after he shifted.
Yep. Would have been nice to go first, but
Yeah. Then game two, I got to go first. I looked at my hand. The worst brick I've seen in my life. Not a single monster in my hand. No traps or spells that can search for other monsters or other cards. So I said, all right, buddy, I got one for you. Stand by main. He's like, yeah. I said, set one. Response, he's like, no. Set another one. Okay. I just set my entire hand. He's like, oh. And I said, pass. He's like, okay, draw. Stand by main. Shifter. I was like, oh, mother. One of my set cards was a trap card that lets me summon from the deck, so that was alright. He does his old Malice combo. I have like two imperms set and my trap. So I imperm two of his guys. Shut off two columns. Chump block one attack. Then during his main phase 2, he Bestial Magma Huts his Dimension Shifter. I'm like, okay, yep, get a Bestial for when it's my turn because I play a bunch of light monsters. He Magma Huts searches for Jerusalem, pass. I draw. It's another just card that's not going to do anything. I was like, awesome. I think it was like another Imperm. I set it, pass. He's like, all right, draw. Second Shifter.
Oof.
I was like, that's just unnecessary at this point. Like, you can see the writing, right? So then I just get bodied. Game 2, I'm playing against Stun. I was main decking Book of Eclipse. I think he was playing Stun. I don't really know. Our game lasted 5 minutes and he just walked away.
Oh.
Or our match. He summoned something. After I went first, did my full combo. Had Book of Eclipse set. He summoned something. I think tried to equip it with a Moon Mirror Shield. I was like, I'm just going to stop this now. Book of Eclipse. And he just like, you got this. I got to go. And just walked away. Left everything and walked away.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a
He couldn't handle being smoked.
yeah.
Gotta step away from this one.
Round 3, I played against Snake Eyes, or not Snake Eyes. What is the deck that plays with Snake Eye? Fire King.
Fire
Played against
King.
Pure Fire King.
Oh, Pure Fire
And
King.
yeah, it was pretty strong. He was playing like the XYZ that like destroys everything on the field except for him. Or maybe it's just all players.
The one that came out in the structure deck.
Yeah. He summoned that on my turn because the continuous spell lets him. And I was like, dang, it's pretty strong. Game 2, I lost that die roll. Game 2, I just do my full combo with like 2 extra cards in hand that were hand traps. He couldn't play through it. Game 3, it took a minute. We had like, I don't know, maybe 8 minutes left in time. So I was like, oh, I hate to do it, but spooky in the main deck. Spooky Dogwood. He broke through my entire board with his Fire King stuff, like using his entire hand. I draw for turn. It's a Spooky Dogwood. I was like, oh, okay, well, this would have been nice. And like, we're not too much of a difference in life, but I can still use my Graveyard Resurrection to bring guys back. So I do that, Synchro Summon again, flip his field face down and do double piercing, pass. And it's like just maybe a minute or so left in time. He's like, I'm going to activate Cure in the hand to pop to summon itself. I'm like, Spooky Dogwood.
Nice.
And
Get your window in.
yep. I was like, alrighty, I'll let you combo. He's like, oh, okay. I'll just pass. I was like, fair enough. And then I just killed him. And then round 4 came. And, I was super excited about something that we might be talking about, the ban list that came out, that went into effect immediately. Gimmick Puppet Nightmare got banned. And I was like, oh, that's great. No, I can't get like Special Summon locked anymore. And then that's when I found out that the Winged Dragon of Ra, level 4 something, I don't know, Ra's Disciple, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a light monster. It's not a divine. So you can send it to the grave as part of your combo for summoning Albion. I got game 1, lost the die roll, Ra's Disciple locked. I was like, awesome, great. I had a lot of fun that game. Thanks for playing solitaire. Game 2, just whatever it was, I just super bricked again. He made Albion, summoned Sanctifier, gave me Ra's Disciple again, summoned 2 Masquerades, and just poked me. I Book of Eclipse to set the entire field, let him draw 5 cards from the 5 monsters that I made him set. Draw for turn. I still got this. I don't know. He cleared the Ra's Disciple through something. I don't remember what. I draw for turn. Since Albion's flipped back face up, he uses effect, give me the Raw Disciple again. I'm just like, awesome, man. And I just left. I had a terrible time. I had 0 fun. And I probably, like, I was debating on going to the regional this weekend. Just from how little fun I had that day.
Well, that's tough to hear. I'm sorry you had such a bad day.
I hope yours was better. I really do.
I'd say it's a little bit better than that. Well, to start things off, I played against Fire Kings, not Snake Eye. So I'm pretty sure we both. I mean, there was only one. I'm sure only one person playing it. So we played.
Yeah.
Your round 3 was my round 1. And I'd say we had similar games. He 2-0'd me. I went. I think I won the dice roll and I made him go first, which is obviously not great. What did I have? Obviously my deck's like a bunch of Bestials, so that's like not great into that, and I didn't open Shifter, so I kind of just like sit and flounder for a while, and then like he ended up just killing me with like, I think the game 1 he killed me with the Xyz monster.
It is a pretty good card.
That card's busted. And then game 2, I go first, and I have like the trap cards, and it's not great. Just doesn't work out for me. Yeah, I don't even remember context of that game. Like, Yeah, he just had like, you know, his monsters are big and beefy, and like I stall him out for one turn, but that's kind of it. Uh, then moving on to round 2, I play against Pure Heroes. Well, I say Pure Heroes, but it's like, I mean, I'd say Modern Heroes, I guess. I'm not sure how much better they are from what I played, but um, yeah, he's setting up Darklaw, which is, you know, it's pretty
Pretty
good.
good.
Pretty good against most people. Not so great against me, but you know, the banish a card from hand effect is way better against me than the the banishing graveyard, but you know, it does both. And then Plasma's pretty good. That's a good card. He had that.
Yeah, what does that negate? Was that negate Grand Maju,
Yeah,
right?
face up cards your or face up monsters your opponent controls or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh huh.
yeah,
Uh huh.
that's
Uh huh.
oof.
He had DPE, but he decided to link it away for one of the link monsters in the combo. And I think Druis Worm, so I made sure to get rid of that as fast as possible because that card's real good. Um, but yeah, from there I think I had Orochi pop the oh no, I had to kaiju the plasma first, and then I Orochi pop the Darklaw, and then I just, you know, drew 2 cards off of desires, you know. I don't even think I OTK'd him. I think I like just like did a bunch of damage and then passed to him, and then he just didn't have anything, so I just killed him on the crackback from there. And then game 2 was very similar, where he goes first, he sets up uh something. Oh yeah, his first turn took very long. I would say it was so long because we went into time. Um, and my turn 2 didn't happen. Well, no, it did happen, but I think it was very like into like 2 minutes left or something like that. It was I don't know. But
Oh,
his board was like Darklaw, and I think I'm not, I think he might have had another one, but I'm not sure which one it was because I just got rid of it real easy, like Kaiju. I think it might have been even like Kaiju Slumber. Um, yeah, and he just didn't have anything from there. So, won that one. Round 3, I played against, who was it? I played against John. Yeah. I played against he's playing Malice, but we're playing yeah, it was my Malice matchup, and he wins the dice roll, chooses to go first. I shifter him, and I'm not like I didn't know he was even playing Malice. So he, you know, gets to do stuff, I guess. I don't really know. I don't know. I'm not sure if what he was even doing was like what they're supposed to be doing. I assume not because it wasn't very good. Um, he like drew some cards like during my turn. Well, yeah, because he went first, and then like I like blew up his board, and obviously the shifter was live, so he like got to bring the thing back, draw a card, you know, stuff like that. But he started his turn with 6 cards, and then like I think he had the monster, but he didn't kill me, so I think that's bad. Um, I think game 2 he like I don't remember if he makes me go first or if I lost game 1. No, I think I won game 1 and he made me go first, and then I just like sided the traps. Like I side light just because I like don't know in the scenarios, so I at least want to have the traps, but I'm not gonna have trap trick in my deck just in case. Um, and I think I sided nib, and I think I just saw the trap card, and actually hmm I don't think I even saw the trap card because I like sided out shifters, and I sided in the traps, and I sided in nibs somewhere. I think it was just like a 1-1-1 scenario. But yeah, that was like I I don't feel like his deck he was doing what his deck was supposed to be doing, so I just like took full advantage of that and then just ran him over. Um, So yeah, I won that game. And then I played against it was Asmina branded. Um, he's just playing like the Asmina cards in branded, and I think he said that his deck wasn't like fully done. So, uh, I make him go first. He like does I shift her, so like he just doesn't really do much, or like he like starts to do stuff, but he like is losing all of his resources, so he kind of like holds back, and then I like kind of just like do a bunch of damage to him, and then like pass back, and he's like, "All right, bro, show me combos in your deck," and then like puts his whole hand in the graveyard, and I'm like, I mean, there is no combos in this deck, really. I mean, like, I attack you. He's like, I'm like, bro, just play the game. He's like, okay. Um, I pass, and I'm like, all right, fine. I'm like, I drew like a Rochi for turn, so I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just like overlay for this Draglubion then, and then like I'll attack you for 9,000. He's like, all right, cool, game two, and then like game two he like attacks me, like wins the game, or like he wins just like with branded cards because they're good, they're beefy.
I know how good they are.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say about how good the branded cards are. They've only been out for like 2 years, 3 years, almost 4 years.
Too long?
Forever.
Three
It
long?
feels like. Yeah, but they are what they are. They're big beefy fusions, and yeah, they're good. So, and he won one game two. Game three, I go first in that one for sure because I have trap cards in my deck. Specifically D fusion. I think I have like trap trick for the first turn, and I do banquet of millions for the first like go round. He can't do anything. Passes back to me, and I do like a little bit of damage to him because I think I might have like Fenrir. I like poke him, set D fusion. Oh no, it was Fenrir, and I had Gren in there too, and I think Gren was like at like 4K or something like that. Because he goes through the next turn, and then I Fenrir something. I can't remember exactly what I Fenrir. It might have been like a field spell or something. And then because I had defusion, so I was like, oh man, he doesn't have anything in his deck. I've literally looked through his extra deck. There's only one thing that he could do in his whole extra deck that's not a fusion monster. So he picks up his extra deck, and then he synchro summons Chaos Angel, banishes the Grenmaju, and then he summoned it with a light and dark monster, so it's unaffected by monster effects. So this Fenrir that I have is now pretty useless, and the one in my hand also pretty useless. So I'm like, all right, shit. All right, good answer. Now I have to like figure out what I'm gonna do from here. So he pokes me with his chaos. Well, he runs over my Fenrir and then like passes back to me, and I'm like, all right, cool. Summon another Fenrir. Pass to him. He just hits me again with the Chaos Angel, or it hits the Fenrir, I guess. I like draw my card per turn, and like I think it's an Orochi, and I like oh no, I think I like wait for him to attack, and then I summon Orochi, and then he like obviously kills it, and then I think as I'm activating this Gizmek, I say let's go gambling, because like I have one, he already banished one Gren, and I haven't hit another one, so there's two in deck, and I have like I think like 20 some cards left. So I'm like, all right, likely I'm gonna hit one, but let's try it. I fucking go for it. I hit one. I think it was like one of the top two cards. So I'm like, well, fuck. All right, well, I got I don't die right now. I think I'm at like 34,000 life or something like that. I draw a card for turn. It's Gred. So I'm like, fuck yes. I have it like 13. It's like gotta be at like 13,000 life. Oh no. Okay, so this happened on the turn I special summoned Fenrir. So this happened the turn before. So I had to have, where did I summon the Orochi? It had to have been in the end phase. So I had Orochi and I had Gren. So yeah, it had to have been that turn. I had to have like, because I had to win in the end phase. I went to go special summon, because I was like, yeah, that's where I was like, let's go gambling. Because I was like, I really was like, let's decrease the amount of cards in my deck so I have a higher chance of hitting the card I want. But I also hit one of the cards I want. So, it is what it is.
Cool.
But I draw a card for turn. It was the card I wanted, so I'm like, perfect. That's what I want. Obviously, perfect. I normal summon Gren. He's like, what's the, actually no. I special summon the Fenrir, and he immediately, like, I don't even activate the effect. He goes imperm. So I'm like, fuck yes. Normal summon Gren. It's at like 13,000. He's like, the look on his face is just so perfect. It's like, man, if you would have waited 10 seconds, because I would have normal summoned it. Actually, no, I might have said it. I might have just been like, oh man, I don't die right now. Haha. Figure out how to get out of this, with his like, 6 cards in hand and a Chaos Angel. But nope, he used the Imperm on the Fenrir and lost because of it. And that was my round 4.
F in the chat.
Yeah, F in the chat for him, because yeah, that was rough. So I ended up 3-1. So I think I got like 7th. But you mentioned the ban list, and I think that does deserve a little bit of mentioning, because that did happen, and I think now's a good time to talk about that, being we both ranted a little bit about locals.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up.
So first off, let's talk about how they announced the ban list, and they announcing it on the YCS stream, which I think was cool. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Oh yeah.
Mainly because Yu-Gi-Oh players are sitting there refreshing the page anyway. Why not make it almost like okay, we're expecting a ban list. Let's watch the YCS stream to see if they announce the ban list. I feel like it's just kind of like an immediate like, oh, well, if that's where the place where they're going to announce it, then I'm going to be watching that just to see, just in case. But let me click over Adar and then swoop and then do the whoopity scoop. All right. So let's talk about the ban list. First thing on there is, whoa.
Do we want to go in order of bans or unlimits?
I'm just gonna go top to bottom because I'm scrolling on a webpage. So Gimmick Puppet Nightmare is number 1 on my list, as the new is banned. And
Yeah.
we've already kind of hit that one. Yeah, that one's good, Banned
I'm going to give a little input on that. They wouldn't have had to ban the puppet if they would have banned Albion. Branded initially had a trap card that does the exact same thing that Albion does, and then they just reprinted that trap card that's now banned into an extra deck monster that cannot be targeted.
Yep. Well, the trap card is better. Like, I ain't gonna lie, the trap card is just better.
The trap card is better, but
I mean, the Albion is good.
A little more interactive, I guess, because you can ash the end Albion fusion. You can't ash a damn, what's it called? Sanctifier Dragon. But again, you got Bestials, you got Crows called by.
I mean, their combos that they were doing it, they could do it like in your standby phase, where Gimmick Puppet Nightmare is not even in the graveyard yet until your standby phase, and then they also have what is it? Branded Lost up, so you just can't respond anyway.
Yeah, and it's rough.
Yeah, so I mean, and you know what? They can still do that. Obviously, not quite to the extent of that, because they lost Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, and they lost Jaugen, which is another card that was lost due to, I'm assuming, Albion, because they did not hit the other cards that say you cannot special summon. They just hit Jaugen, so that means the light spellcaster is the reason why. I'm assuming for Voiceless Voice. So
I think that was actually for a deck coming out in the future, is why Jaugen got hit. But like obviously Calamity, Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon is a part of that as well, with Voiceless Voice being able to do that previously.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, so fuck Jaugen. Jaugen's a little bitch. Anyway, moving down the list, we got Original Sinful Spoils Snake Eye Forbidden, and that's new to the list. And this is just part of Yu-Gi-Oh rotation now. They have decided that the Year of Fire is over, and now we're moving on to whatever Malice and Rizal are.
They're kind of like Malice is, I believe, all dark, and then Rise go like all over the place, different types, attributes. I guess that's it. I can't really say level since it's an XYZ based deck.
The cash tier for this year.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Go's about to go hard.
All right. Well, that's all I gotta say about that one. So we're gonna scroll down to the list to the limits. And we're gonna start with the monster, Tenpai Dragon Chandra.
Yeah,
and
that was a good hit.
Yeah, that's a good one. We always love Tenpai hits.
Yeah, people people have been telling me, Tenpai still is completely dead. It's unplayable now. It's still pretty playable in my opinion. It's just you can't really play Shifter in the deck anymore, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you just lose all your recursion.
Yep, that Chandra is too important.
Yeah, I'm sure people will figure it out. All right, moving down the list, it's Phantom of Ubel, still at the limited section. Yeah, and being they got cards back, spoiler to part later in the list. This seems weird that they were just like, we're gonna 2-for-1 right now. You can still do this, but now you can do it better.
Part of it is like Phantom of Ubel. Not only was it obviously just like a monster negation ish because it just changes the effect, but it got to the point where Ubel players were comboing using this as like link materials to link climb, which was, I feel like, the main issue. That you can just summon this essentially 3 times per turn by shuffling stuff back into your extra deck and just
re-putting it out,
slamming this back onto the field.
Yeah.
And just free negation each time. So this kind of limits the deck a little bit. I still think it's a really strong deck. Might not be tier 1, but I can definitely see it topping events.
Yeah, for sure. All right, now we're going to move on down to spell cards. What we got? This is Sangan Kaiman. So more Tenpai hit?
Yep. Well deserved. That was probably one of the best cards in the deck, in my opinion.
Well, it is now limited. They can only play 1. Speaking of playing 1, the first card that was on the Forbidden Limited list, back to 1, is Zodiac Barrage.
So I have a question for you, sir.
Yep.
Did you play during Zodiac format?
Nope. That was pre my time.
Came out in 2017. I believe it's 2017. This was, in my opinion, one of the most fun formats I have ever played in. Obviously, there was like 3 Barrage instead of just 1. You had Dryden, Broad Bowl. Aside from all the, I guess I said all, aside from like the 1 FTK that you could do in the format, Zodiac was such a cool, it was basically like Tier Element, but very watered down. You had a lot of hand traps, but it was also a very resource intense game.
Very interesting. I've seen Zodiac stuff and like ending your turn on like Dryden is good. Dryden's a good monster. I mean, that's still, on the ban list. Or is it right here? Yep, right here. So yeah. Don't have to say how good that deck is. So I don't know if that's one of those. I don't think we've played that format in locals, have we?
We have not, unfortunately. Yeah. But I'm telling you now, I'd be all over that. It was very fun because I'm sure to no one's surprise, I played with how small of an engine Zodiac could be, and like Barrage was your entire Zodiac combo. You could play any deck you want and then just slap in Barrage and you have your full Zodiac combo after like anything. So like I played it in 6 Samurai, so I could make like double Shein and then just activate Barrage effect to destroy itself, summon a Zodiac monster from the extra deck, and just eventually make Trident. So I just have a free Trident in every deck, and it was so cool. To some people, I guess, to those who were not priced out of it at the time.
I mean, it's not too bad now. So playing a retro format shouldn't be too bad. I don't think, anyway.
Yeah, no, it's completely different format than now, obviously, but it was so much fun. I had a great time with that format.
Well, we're gonna move on from our great times that we were having back in the past to what's currently now semi-limited. All of these that moved were limited. You can see the whole list if you're watching stream or on the video. First one, Cyberjar.
That'll do nothing.
It should have went to 3.
Yeah.
Cards not good. There was definitely one player at our locals that was very excited about Cyberjar going to 2, and I was like, yeah, definitely should. And it probably will go to 3 on the next list.
Oh yeah.
Next, 2 on the list because they are a tag team. It's Danger Jackalope and Danger Tsushinoko.
Those are pretty big buffs, I feel like.
Oh yeah, they are. I mean, Nessie's already at 3, and those 9, if you could play all of those, are just so good because they all end up with you drawing an amount of cards, and then eventually you'll just have Snake on the board.
It's good for one of our good buddies who like to play Phantom Knight, rank 3, access deck, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and I feel like most of those decks were only playing 2 and 2 of those anyway. So, I mean, I don't know at this point because like they might have so many cards at this point that they want to play. I don't know if you play these, but you might.
Free level 3 extenders, I would assume, but yeah, I guess you never know.
We're gonna move on to Eva. This is a buff to fairy decks, right?
Yep, Fairy and Drytron as well. Drytron just recently got new support, so
they want people to play it.
Yep. Like, stop playing with fire. Play with machines and fairies and I guess. No, do you know if Cyber Angel Ben 10 is still on the list? Is it limited?
Ben 10, I don't think is on the list.
Oh yeah, I don't see any light blue monsters. Yeah. Okay, so Benson's at 3. That could be kind of scary, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with that. See if you get turn skipped with the Dark Magician of Chaos or whatever else they can do. Just, infinite negates with heralds or whatever fun things they have in store for you. Moving on to people who have fun things in store for you, it's Performapal Monkey Board. Pendulum loves this, right? I mean,
honestly, this is long overdue. I don't even think they're playing Performapal cards anymore. It's mostly the Ignister stuff, and I mean, Kieran is always going to be a house of a card, but it's just the Pend Piles have been moving away from the Performapals.
I mean, not to be like the guy, but I mean, how long have those cards have been out? Like, eventually things will come out that are going to be better. It's crazy to see that, cards like this, which are free scales, are just kind of here.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on from semi-limited, because, we all love semi-limited, is now unlimited. We're just going to hit all of these. The Dragon Rulers, Blaster, Redox, Tempest, and Tidal. All were semi-limited and now are at 3.
Yes, sir.
So you can play your Dragon Ruler deck if you want, but kind of, because you still have the baby dragons on the list.
Are they? I don't think they are.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No, shoot. You can play your 2012 Dragon. I say 2012. Yeah, I mean, you can play your Dragon Ruler deck. Enjoy it. Moving on. It's Dino Wrestler Pankratops.
That's an interesting one in my opinion. I'd be curious to see how that plays out because it's a pretty good card still. Just hasn't seen much play.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like it's like that good. I mean, a 2600 body that a cyber jar that you can just summon is alright, but I just don't see it. Like cards are so good at this point. Like decks are like so good that just like having like one destroy is just not going to be there.
Yeah, but I don't know that quick effect to pop against like a what is it called? Sinful Soil's Deception. I mean, that's pretty good. Or stopping rank 4 plays. I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty cool card.
Speaking of rank 4 plays, we got Lunalight Tiger. Was semi-limited, now unlimited. So, yippee
Also,
for all of your... Oh, go for it.
Oh, I said just another really cool one.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
All of you Lunalight players or, rank 4 enjoyers, there you go. Cards that were... limited last year and now unlimited this year. It's Rescue Ace, Airlifter. Yeah. Cards their normal summon. They lost the Sinful Spoils card, so they needed something back. Getting their normal summon back is probably the best thing they could have.
And with Isbold and Barone being banned, yeah, this is more than welcome back.
Yeah, so they can actually do the set 4 combo and, have something.
Yeah.
Now that's all the normal monsters. Moving on to the extra deck, it's going to be Thunder Dragon Colossus from semi to unlimited. Yay, Floodgates.
Not really much 2 to 3 on that one.
If that deck ever gets good, Super Poly's a card, so you can just windmill dunk Super Poly onto the board. But
it'll be on the field faster than you try to put that Colossus on there.
They won't even draw for turn. It could be the card they draw. It would be on the board.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, Thunder Dragon Colossus is a good card, but it's just the decks the ways you need to summon him are not there.
Yeah, and like decks nowadays, they're like with Examina stuff, they're setting like the fusion or the continuous spell from the deck. There's so many decks that are like banishing from the extra or using the extra deck to make monsters that can banish monsters on the field, which gets around Colossus's protection.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and it's
all bad. I mean, it's even his protection where it's like, oh yeah, if you try to destroy me, I mean, I can protect, but like even at the point where he came out, like it was already there, and now it's just like you have like literally Zeus.
Yeah.
So yeah, Thunder Dragon Colossus coming back to 3. Moving on to Ib, the World Chalice Justicar. That I think genuinely could have just went from unbanned to 3, because even the decks that were playing it were only playing 1 anyway.
Yeah, there's no space to play 3 in any extra deck.
Like not even in World Chalice, like because World Chalice's extra deck is so tight. Would you play 3 of this card? So
never.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So cool to see that one come back. And moving cards that were banned last year and unbanned. Oh wait, was that last year or was it even earlier this year? Opening of the Spirit Gates.
That was the previous ban list, I believe.
So it was like it did not stick. I feel like that just happened even because it was like Hubella hasn't been good for that long.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that was 3 months ago.
That's crazy. Well, no longer on the list because they hit the problem card, right? They hit the problem card. They've solved the problem. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban lists because they really tell a story. I'm not sure if it's a good one, but they tell a story.
It was one of the most stories of all time.
Well, moving on from that great story, how about we play us a little chess?
All right, let me lock and load up.
Well, oh yeah, congratulations to Gukesh for winning the world championship. That just happened, like earlier
Oh
today.
yeah, I just saw that. He's so young. He's 18 years old.
Yeah, congratulations to him. That's like,
That's insane.
yeah. There's all right.
And I guess he's the 18th world champion.
Oh, that's so 18 on 18. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insanely impressive. He's also got very nice facial hair.
Very established looking gentleman.
Yes. Something that I unfortunately cannot match. Hmm. Um, all right, let's get
Locked and leaned in.
yeah.
All right. Where are we going now?
Hmm. Yeah, let's force you to make the move.
Force me to make which move? This
I
one?
guess you'll find out.
This one?
Well, maybe. Um, gotta be honest, I don't really know what my goal was here. Guess we'll go there. I'm gonna keep it a fat stack. I think I've just been making mistakes left and right. Oh. Oh no. Oh god. Oh wait, yeah, that's fine. Alright, you know what they say, right?
It ain't over till it's
Play for
over.
the stalemate. Yep, I had little faith in myself.
That was one of those, I'm like, just snap moves. I didn't even look and see how much time I had because I was like, I can't fuck this shit up. I'm way too far ahead at this point to fuck it up now.
Yeah,
All right.
I failed myself. Read me off that estimated ELO of 150 for me, please.
Oh, yep. Nope. You got to play it at a solid 72.2. I just played it a solid 79.2. A little bit higher. Just a little bit. You happen to have 3 blunders to my 1.
Yeah, there's so many moves I made. I'm just like, yep, that's not right.
It said we both made a great move, so let's find out what that is. We played the Gucci piano game. I think that's like what most of my games are, actually. Hold on. Yeah, actually. Yeah, you've played this 17 times as black with a 53% win rate. So, yeah, I've played this a little bit. I can't say that I'm good at this. This is my opening or something. Obviously not. Because
there's I don't know what my opening is called, but let's see.
Yep, take the bishop for free.
Oh, yeah. I've played the Gucci piano game opening, and I have a 51% win rate with it. What did you say yours was?
53%. But I've played it 17 times as black.
Oh, I have no clue how many times I've played it as white, but yeah. I know I've played it a lot more than 17 times.
Oh, yeah, they should have just said, just take the, oh, yeah, okay. Yup.
There was many moves as soon as I dropped my piece, I'm like, yeah, that's bad.
I think this was a good move, like for like 4 moves. They were like, hey, this is just a free bishop, and you left it there for like 4 turns.
Yeah. But tis life.
Yep. The way
I had more control over that, at least, as opposed to my branded games. I can only blame myself.
All right. And we're going to move on from chess because yeah, that's that was that. Move back to this screen. All right. Do we have anything product wise that we'd want to talk about? Because I don't know if anything has been released or announced that I'm specifically like, man, yeah, that's it.
Well, a little bit with the ban list, mildly hinted at it. There are actually new Dragon Ruler cards coming out sometime next year.
What? No way.
Yeah, they're actually pretty cool. They're like a light and a dark attribute dragon, but they're like the baby ruler size. They're level 2s.
Okay.
And then they got 3, count them, 1, 2, 3, rank 7 monsters.
So that adds to the amount of them that they already have.
Yeah. The big XYZ monster basically that they got is like you can attach up to 4 dragon rulers from your graveyard to it, and it gains all the attributes, and then you can banish all monsters on your opponent's field or graveyard with attributes that it has as a material. So, I don't know, if you're going against a mono type deck, you can banish everything essentially.
Yeah, it seems busted.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool card.
I like banishing cards, so maybe, but unlikely.
Yeah, it's probably not going to make a big splash in the meta, but it's pretty cool.
We always like those kind of decks, the decks that people want to play, but maybe aren't the best.
Yeah.
Good.
Locals legacies.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, I think now's about as good a time as any to move on to the topic, our opinion topic of the night. Be mindful that this is, of course, our opinions, and we are allowed to have them, and we're just sharing them, and that could be anything. And of course, you can have a different opinion from either one of us because it's an opinion. And there is no right answer. What there is a right answer for, and is in fact real, is this fishbowl. I need to like find a way so I can't see some of the answers because there's not enough of them in there. So, I'm gonna put it behind my back somewhere. I can't see it. I promise. I'm reaching in. We're not doing that one. That's that one's a bad one. We can't do that one this week. All right.
Okay.
What's your opinion on Floodgates?
Floodgates. You know, I've been floodgated 2 weeks in a row. But ultimately, I think it depends on a couple things: the state of the game and the applications of the floodgate. Let's say we're in like a tier 0 format. Floodgates that are not going to be played, we'll use Snake Eyes for example. Floodgates that weren't played during that format goes in match. Everything's fire. I guess Snake Eyes wasn't technically tier 0, but it was close enough. So goes in match, that wasn't a problem, aside from the tier 2 to tier 3 decks. Skill Drain, that was a problem, because within the engine of Snake Eyes, they can remove that from the field to resolve their effects. There can be only one. Same exact thing. That's why one of them is banned and one of them is limited. Anti-spell is also an issue because once it's your turn, you can remove the anti-spell as a part of your engine. Now that those decks are gone, it makes those floodgates a little bit better because obviously, like, you're going first and yes, you're still under your own floodgate, but if you're going for setting up the floodgate, your opponent's going to have a little bit of a harder time, and floodgates in a diverse format like this are, in my opinion, a little more like pause button, like just try to stop the game outright. I'll say, yeah, I'm still playing one floodgate in my main deck of White Forest. I'm playing Skill Drain, but I don't know. I'm a piece of shit. It happens.
I think personally that floodgates are a-okay, and I think it's the game itself that is the problem. I don't think floodgates are really an issue if a game is supposed to take 8 to 10 turns. I mean, but the problem is the game is not supposed to take that long. The game is supposed to take 1 to 3 turns, and that's how the game is designed. And
yeah, I can agree.
That's the problem. And back when most of these cards were designed, Skill Drain, I don't know about Gozen, and I mean, there can only be one. I think came out not that long ago, actually, like 2017 or something like that.
For what card?
There can be only one.
Peekaboo? Yeah, that came out in like 20. Maximum, it was in the 20 teens.
I think it was Maximum Crisis.
That sounds about right, because that was like 2018.
So not all of them, but I mean, even in 2017, 2018, like it wasn't as it is now, even where
like I just explained, 2017-18 was Zodiac format when games were resource intensive. That was before all these big blowout OTK cards like Access Code and Zeus to like wipe the field. You were summoning Dryden in defense position and passing.
I don't know. I mean, dinosaurs are pretty good. That UCT is a pretty good monster. That is like the OTK deck. I was like one of the first good OTK decks, if not the first most consistent one. I guess I don't know. I don't know if there was a deck that was like more consistent at OTKing than dinosaurs previously to that point, but Dinos definitely took the cake.
I don't know myself
after UCT came out because that card's busted. Misk, good card. Speaking of cards that are coming out, there we go. There is a hope for you Dino players because Misk is getting a shiny QCR print.
Boo.
Floodgate. It's just kind of a interesting way to Floodgate, I guess. It's more of a you can't interact with me Floodgate. And
Yeah,
then it is
yeah,
not even for the whole turn. It's literally just for the main phase. So it really depends upon, what options that are being played and what's actually, worth playing. Because,
yeah,
you can make it not a problem if you make, answers for it, but they choose to not make answers for their problems and then just be like, oh no, I guess we'll ban them.
yeah. No, I agree with what you said though. For like, I didn't think about it in your perspective of the floodgates that were made with Yu-Gi-Oh lasting multiple turns before all this crazy combo stuff happened. Which, don't get me wrong, I love to combo. I love combo decks. That's probably why part of the reason I'm not a floodgate advocate.
I think, I mean, another, I want to say key point on this is Mystic Mind, because that, is,
That was bad.
yeah, that is like floodgates on multiple axes. And it kind of has the illusion of there being a trade-off. That being that, oh, if your opponent, or if you have the same amount of monsters as your opponent, it blows itself up, when in actual use it just gave stall, headway. um
Yeah,
which I can't say is good, but I definitely abused that. I mean, what's better than, waiting around to draw your Grand Maju than, forcing your opponent to sit around and wait for you to draw Grand Maju?
yeah. Mystic Mind was probably the biggest mistake of a floodgate that's ever been made. I will say that even over Vanity's Ruler or Vanity's Emptiness.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, see, that card has, I mean, even with macro and shifter and things like that, so literally, there is counterplay to uh vanities. You can, I mean, at that point, I'm pretty sure you could still card destruction and force your opponent to discard cards, and as long as they didn't have something stopping that, the vanities popped. There's
Yeah,
counterplay. I mean, it might not have been good counterplay, but there was counterplay. I mean, card destruction is really good against for some decks, so that's kind of is what it is. But it really is. If they're going to create a problem, they need to create an answer to the problem, and they're not.
I guess quotes are sometimes a necessary evil, but it just depends on how you use them. And when you use them for pure evil, that's kind of rude. When you use them for winning the game, only if you're me, then they're good.
When your combo decks are also floodgate decks, that's when you have a problem.
Unless you're me, then it's okay. Thumbs up emoji.
Thumbs up.
Just kidding.
Hey, I mean, I am in the full perspective of they are okay. They just need to, make reasonable answers for what they are, suggesting. And they test this stuff, and this is what they want. So it is what it is.
Yeah, if you think about it, I can't think of a major floodgate that's been printed in the past 2 years.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Maybe further.
they've definitely also they know that that's not what the player base wants, and they're very careful of how they print them, because they had
Yeah.
Eldritch, and Eldritch is kind of the last true stun deck, I guess. It's the last deck that was really trying to play as many of the floodgates as possible. I mean, you could do it in lab, but I don't think lab wants to do that. It never did.
Yeah. It was goes in match maybe at the most.
Yeah.
Or I guess it goes in rivalry. But
Yeah.
then again, most of the time the decks are monotype and mono attribute, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, where Eldritch was at least oh, I want these here because I not only want to discard them with Eldritch, I also want them to be set on my field so I can use Eldritch in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Busted. Eldritch is busted. Busted combo deck. But yeah, I mean, it's a simple, and then this is an opinion thing too. So I mean, there's no real right answer. I think in most cases floodgates are okay, because as long as the floodgate's also not doing damage, you're just stalling the turn, which obviously too much stall is bad, but you can't have a floodgate for everything. And yeah. And of course, it's all about, again, creating answers to questions that they're having. And yeah, I think that's a good, solid discussion on it. I don't know if you have any more to add to are floodgates good or bad, but
ban them. At this point, just ban them. I just changed my mind. Just ban them.
Ban them all, including Colossus. You just unbanned it. Reban them.
Yep.
Inspector border, too good.
If it says your opponent cannot, ban it.
What if it says each player cannot?
Ban it.
Oh, okay. I thought I could get one by you, but all right, fair enough.
I don't even know what a card that says each player can't. Ban it.
I was thinking Droll, but
oh, God, ban that. Get that out of here. God.
I thought you were maybe knew what I was thinking, but anyway, floodgates are busted. Use them carefully. And also, don't get slow played, and don't use heavy dice, because, those were our opinion topics from weeks before. And of course, if you want to submit a topic for future episodes and add your topic to the bowl, just ask it to me or Bader, and I will print it and put it in the bowl.
I have one thing that's not an opinion, though. It's a fact, is that you should support your locals.
Mm-hmm. Support your locals, because that is where you play games, and that's where you meet new, fun, cool people. And I suppose this is where we're going to hang it up. So for myself, I'm going to say good night. See you all next week. And Bader, you got any parting words?
If you're playing branded, don't sanctify or lock people. And if you're activating floodgates, ask your opponent nicely if you can.
Okay, that's fair. I like both of those. So to part, I guess, let's part ways until next week. All right, adios. See ya.
Toodaloo.